Hello everybody and welcome to W3L Wrestling Showdown here in the W3L network. I am Stevie Wizard. Thank you for joining us, thank you for subscribing as we are continuing to race towards Resolution 10, and it's getting ever closer. So if you've not got your tickets by now, do so ASAP. Go to W3LWrestling.com, buy your tickets there, use Showdown as a coupon code for 20% off, and make sure you do not miss out on what is sure to be the best W3L event this year, last year, perhaps of all time, and it's one you do not want to miss. We also have other live events coming up throughout September and October. I'm sure you know what they are already, but if you don't, I'll tell you those days later on in the episode. Now, last week I told you about the Women's Championship match. Leah Owens has hounded her sister Casey Owens to get the belt back from her, and they will finally meet one last time in a no-holds-barred match. It will happen on Thursday, the 29th of September in Berwick-upon-Tweed. Now, you're probably wondering how is this going to affect Resolution 10. Well, I can tell you that whoever wins that match, whoever walks away from Berwick-upon-Tweed as the Women's Champion, she's going to have a massive task ahead of her at Resolution 10. It's the 10-year anniversary of Resolution, and so who better to be in the women's title picture? Who better to be challenging than the woman who won the W3L Women's Championship at the very first Resolution? Woman who beat Brittany Knight, who you probably now know as Paige in WWE. The woman who is the only two-time women's champion in W3L. The matriarch of Scottish professional wrestling makes her return at Resolution 10. I am talking about Sarah. Yeah, that's right, Sarah gets a shot at the women's title at Resolution 10. But due to the nature of the animosity between the Owens twins, W3L manager has decreed that not only will Sarah be facing whoever the women's champion is at Resolution 10, but she will be the special guest referee for the no-holds-barred match between the Owens twins for the women's title in Berwick-upon-Tweed the night before Resolution 10. That is a fantastic set of events, ladies and gentlemen. You don't want to miss Berwick-upon-Tweed. You don't miss Resolution. What's going to happen? You can find out being there. Of course, get your tickets from our website. Now, as you know, the main event of Resolution 10 is for the heavyweight title. The richest prize in this business. Joe E. Legend takes on the winner of this year's 7 Deadly Sins tournament, Joe Coffey. And speaking of Coffey, the Iron Man of pro wrestling just a couple of weeks ago hand-picked a wrestler for Joey Legend to face. He hand-picked El Technico, and after a fantastic contest, Joey Legend had to resort to cheating again to beat the Masked Man. This time it's Legend's turn. This week he chooses an opponent for Joe Coffey. But Joey Legend has thought outside the box. He's pulled a fast one, because Joe Coffey isn't wrestling one man, he's wrestling two, if man is the right word to describe them both. This week, ladies and gentlemen, the man who challenges for the heavyweight title Resolution 10 has to face Sanctuary in a handicap match. Can Joe Coffey get through this in one piece? Let's get to ringside to find out.
Introducing first, standing in the corner to my right, from Castle Latvia, they are the team of Scapegoat and the very good Mr. Mackey. And their opponent, standing in the corner to my left, weighing 110 kilos of raw minerals. He's a wrestler, a mighty wrestler. He is the Iron Man, Joe Coffey.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe Fordyce here with you on Wrestling Showdown, and we have an unexpected handicap match here on the Showdown this week. Joe Coffey had to face an opponent of Joe E. Legend's choosing, and Legend has chosen Sanctuary to face Joe Coffey. It's entirely legal. It was Legend's choice, so he and Coffey both agreed to. Remember 2 weeks ago, Joe Coffey picked El Technico to battle Joey Legend, and it was a fantastic contest. If you've not seen it, I suggest you go back and watch it. But Legend's pulled a fast one. He's roped Sanctuary into facing Joe Coffey. They've wrestled each other multiple times in singles matches, tag team matches, but Joe Coffey's left on his own. And okay, he's the bigger man compared to Mackie and the Scapegoat, but the numbers advantage is firmly in Sanctuary's camp. And can Coffey overcome the odds here? Can he really overcome the 2-on-1 handicap he's got? Now, I'm certain that Legend has basically paid off Sanctuary to injure Joe Coffey as much as they can, because of course on September 30th it is Joe Legend defending the heavyweight title against Joe Coffey in the main event of Resolution 10. So if Coffey can go in nursing an injury or two, that's going to play right into Legend's hands. I mean, look, Legend will break the rules if possible, and I'm sure that's what he wants the Sanctuary to do, as the Scapegoat body slams Joe Coffey and now throws his own partner onto him. And Coffey having to kick out against both men. I'm sure if you are a regular follower of Showdown, you'll know there's been issues in the Sanctuary camp. They appear to be smoothed over by the looks of things here, with Scapegoat and Mackie working as a well-oiled machine, it looks like. But you notice that the Scapegoat has had the flesh torn off his head, just been down to the exposed skull now. I don't know if he's been getting flailed away in the dungeon of Castle Macula, I couldn't say, but a new look for the Scapegoat, a more frightening look for the Scapegoat as well. We last saw him in March as Sanctuary ironically wrestled the Coffey brothers. Mackie was last on his own back in July. He was part of that triple threat semi-final match. Joe Coffey back in April. We saw he and brother Mark taking the contingency plan in a championship Showdown special. And normally Joe will be looking for Mark to tag out to, but he can't. He's all on his own against two men. And that's the problem, is that every time he turns his back on one man, he gets blindsided. The Scapegoat almost lost him with that sunset flip, but Joe rolls through. They could go for that Boston Crab, and Mackie jumps on his back. This is the problem. He tries one move and somebody else is going to break it up. And there's the Scapegoat kicking away at those tree trunk like legs of Joe Coffey, trying to put him down. Of course, Coffey has got reserves like you can't believe. Remember, he went for the 7 Deadly Sins tournament back in June and won it, which, I mean, no easy feat if you've ever seen 7 Deadly Sins, the toughest tournament in all of professional wrestling. He won. He's got the heavyweight title shot. He saved El Technico from a beating from Joey Legend after their match a couple of weeks ago, and now he's got to face Sanctuary 2-on-1, and the Scapegoat with that headlock clamped in really tight. Scapegoat's got so muscular recently. He's been working out really heavily. And Mackie, I mean, the most Machiavellian man in all professional wrestling. Don't let his appearance fool you, don't let his antics fool you. I don't think there's a smarter man alive than the very good Mr. Ewan Mackie. Conniving is a good word for him. As Scapegoat hits the back elbow, it was like Joe Coffey was running a lorry there. And Thomas Kearns is virtually powerless to do anything here. I mean, he can apply a 5 count, but I mean, it's legally 2-on-1. That was the ruling set by Joey Legend and management, I'm guessing, when they put this together. And Coffey, it's like he's being mugged. I mean, if you remember back to the early days of wrestling shooting, back in January of last year, the Scapegoat actually pinned Joe Coffey in a singles contest, and admittedly Mackie was involved. Oh, good move by Joe Coffey, ducked out the way, and Mackie ran to his own partner and he's got hold of him, and Mackie inadvertently DDTing the Scapegoat. The masked man will take the blame for that, because he takes the blame for everything. That's why he's the Scapegoat. Joe Coffey feeding off the fans. They want to see him defeat Sanctuary. Nobody likes Sanctuary, understandably so. They want to see him go on to Resolution 10. You know, if you'd be having a monkey on your back, but this is ridiculous. It's a Mackie on his back. And Coffey staggering, because if Mackie sinks in his arm tight enough around the carotid artery, Coffey could pass out. Hang on, look at this. He's just got the scapegoat. And the power of Joe Coffey is tremendous here. He's fighting off both men at once. And he's got hold the legs of the scapegoat. He's never go for the giant swing, is he? That's exactly what he does. Taking Sanctuary for a swing. And Mackie's like got shot out of a cannon and went flying right out of the ring. If he clamps on the Boston Crab, scapegoat may end up submitting. It's a painful move, and you see the way Coffey's got him bent backwards. And Mackie with the face buster. I think Joe Coffey was expecting something, so he released the Boston Crab a bit. Setting up for that misty flip. And down goes Joe Coffey. Mackie unable to put him away, however. And a couple of good double team moves, maybe what Sanctuary needs. Look at the power of the scapegoat. Wait a minute. Joe slips out the back, runs them into each other. Good move. Swing, discuss Larry. Oh, and he purposefully overshot the scapegoat to take out Mackie, and then he hits a second one on the scapegoat to discuss Lariats, and that's given Sanctuary plenty to talk about as Joe Coffey beats them and keeps his hopes of a victory over Joey Legend at Resolution 10 Live, because he's not suffered an injury and now he has momentum on his side.
Ladies and gentlemen, here's your winner, Joe Coffey.
Joe Coffey able to overcome the challenge of Sanctuary in that handicap match, and that sets him up nicely for facing Joey Legend in the main event of our biggest event of the year, Resolution 10. The heavyweight title is on the line, and Coffey looks prime to try and wrest that championship away from Joe Legend. But of course, as we've seen with Legend, it's easier said than done. Can Joe Coffey do it? Why don't you be there in person and find out? Go to W3LWrestling.com to get your tickets. That match, of course, is in addition to the other announced matches of Mike Musso versus Nathan Reynolds, in the match which will renew their rivalry. The Golden Ticket Ladder match, featuring Mark Coffey and 3 other participants who I'll tell you about next week. And of course, the women's title match. We know that Sarah will be challenging for the title, but will she be challenging Casey Owens or Leah Owens? We will find out on the night. So ladies and gentlemen, make sure you are at Resolution 10. As I said, go to our website and while you're there, buy tickets for our other live events. There's bound to be one somewhere near you. Are you in the north of England? Because if you are, then we've got 3 live events heading up at the 1st of our September dates that you can be part of. Because on Thursday, September 22nd, we're in Bedlington. On the 23rd, we debut in Catterick Garrison. On the 24th, we are making our debut in Hexham before returning to Scotland on Sunday 25th to appear in Grangemouth. Then the following week, on the 29th of September, we're in Berwick-upon-Tweed as Leah Owens challenges Casey Owens for the women's title in that no-holds-barred match with Sarah as the guest referee. The following day, Friday the 30th, it's Musselburgh. It's Resolution 10. You know what you're going to be seeing there. The following day, Saturday, October 1st, we go to Dunfermline before we return to North East of England by heading to Consett on Sunday the 2nd of October. And then on October the 21st, we'll be in Wester Hailes. On the 22nd, we're in Glenrothes, and on the 23rd, we're in Dunbar. That's a lot of live events heading up in a short space of time. One of them's near you. I'm sure a couple of them are near you. Come to as many of these as you can, because nothing beats seeing W3L live and in person. And get your tickets from our website. Use Showdown's coupon code to get 20% off. Go to our Facebook page, give it a like. Give us a follow on Twitter. Use the hashtag W3L Wrestling Showdown. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. You really should. One button click and you get all this awesome wrestling. I mean, what more do you want? And then make sure you're back here in 7 days' time. We've got more wrestling, more resolution announcements, so much more happening. I'll see you in 7 days.